All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this another new episode of The Reality Kenyan. This is where we talk about what's happening on the ground each and every time with regards to the government and how life is going, the normal livelihood with the common wananchi. And it's a new week, everything is looking fresh and good, and we are happy to be here one more time from the learned corner, as you can see, where we normally have our weekly conversation with the Deputy Party Leader of Safina Party, Honorable Willis Otieno, Wakili. Of course, we are here once again, and he is joining us for this new week. A lot has happened. So many people are surprised. Some were expecting what's happening, and we are here to talk about the whole thing. Wakili.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Happy New Week.
Happy New Week.
You're looking fresh and good.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
The weekend must have been...
The weekend was good. I was in Siaya, Anglican Church, Diocese of Maseno West, St. John's Church.
Yeah.
And we raised funds to conclude the building of that church.
Wow.
And that church, from what we raised, we are able to conclude it.
You are sure?
We are going to finish it.
Yeah.
in 2-3 months' time, because the building had been done, everything, just doing the final touch-ups. 3 months' time, we will have concluded.
Oh.
And the people of Siaya will have the most beautiful sanctuary in the region.
That was the reception.
Which we have received. That sanctuary, we are dedicating it to God.
Wow.
The reception was very good. The people are happy. That church can accommodate over 2,500 people.
Wow, that's so big.
Huge.
Very huge.
huge, massive church.
It's like the headquarters of the main...
It is not the main church, but it's one of the largest parishes in that region of the Anglican Church.
Yeah.
In fact, the sanctuary that they have put up is far much more beautiful than the main cathedral, where that's found in Siaya town.
Yeah.
But we thank God that the diocesans of Maseno West, and specifically St. John, led by the vicar, Mr. Chim, have done a wonderful thing. And we thank God that that project is now going to be concluded.
Wow, and we also thank God that you are able to be part of it to make it a success.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much. The weekend must have been very nice then.
Yes.
And we are here once again to look at how the weekend was and, our projection towards the week before we conclude,
Yes.
So, apart from, you traveling and all that, there are also a lot of activities that have been happening. How can you describe the weekend in general?
I think the highlight of the weekend was the climb down by Ruto to offer a hand of friendship to his brother.
For the first time.
For the first time. Normally his brother is called mtu wa vitendawili.
Ama yule mganga.
Yesterday it was a hand of friendship extended to brother.
Yes.
And the brother also by design accepted that hand of friendship, which was extended to him by Ruto.
Yeah.
And they seem to have reached an agreement that they're going to have a conversation.
Yes.
On the issues which Zimio and Baba were raising.
Yeah.
And some of these issues are very dear to the people of Kenya.
Yeah.
Key amongst them being the issue of the cost of living.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the challenge going forward.
Yes.
Are we going to see the price of unga reduced to a manageable level? And if we don't, but then they reach an agreement on the other issues, the people will still feel like they need to get their closure from this particular process. And I've always said, we are yet to have a proper closure from the elections of 2022. And this was demonstrated by the reaction of Mwananchi when Baba called the demonstrations. And what, in my view, largely propelled these demonstrations was what you say are the core issues to the common man, to the man on the street. And that core issue is the rising cost of living. Will they be able to come up with strategies and plans to reduce the cost of living? The jury is still out there. I hope they do. If they don't, but they resolve the other political issues, it's going to be an exposure that to the people that these leaders just care for themselves.
Yeah.
And our issues, once they agree on their issues, our issues are relegated to the back burner.
Yes.
So we must maintain public pressure on this issue of the cost of living, because the cost of living is not just an idea up in the air.
Yeah.
The cost of living is what people face every day.
It's a reality.
It's a reality on the ground.
Yeah.
When somebody cannot afford to feed himself 3 times a day or 2 times a day, and you have children that you need to feed, there are medical bills. There are many challenges that the people of Kenya are going through, which cannot be relegated to the back burner just because there is a political settlement on some of the other issues which have been raised. So the challenge now is on the 2 new brothers. The two new brothers.
Yes.
I don't know if they are blood brothers or they are political brothers. The 2 brothers now have to find a way in which they will attend to the issue of the cost of living.
Yes.
It is a time bomb and it is ticking every single day, which if they don't attend to, we may see again an avalanche of demonstrations. This time not controlled by any political grouping, and that will be something that I don't even think
it will come from the Mwananchi themselves.
Mwananchi themselves may make a demand that we must address our cost of living issues. Because Mwananchi wants to go home after all this struggle. And after participating in the political processes. They do this so that they can have a dignified quality of life. People want to live a life of dignity. And the basic dignity that you first provide to a person is to feed him.
To feed him, actually.
Once you feed him, then you can work on the other subsequent issues. And right now the Kenyan people are just saying that our stomachs are empty and we need to feed. We need an environment that does not just take away from us, but one that provides us with a platform where we can feed ourselves, we can feed our children, and we can live the life that God designed for man on earth. Yes.
Wakili, if you look at all these occurrences, from the beginning, the administration or the government had insisted that they will never have any handshake or conversation with the opposition, because they termed what they were doing as illegal, like the demonstrations, the public participation that they were doing. And the opposition also maintained that they will not have a sitting with the government unless they do what the opposition wants. And here they were yesterday, everybody is now willing to do this and that. What do you think might have influenced that?
Of course, partly I believe there was pressure on both ends to resolve this stalemate. The government was losing revenue. Our international image was being tattered.
Actually,
and more people are coming out to align themselves with the issues which Baba was raising in the demonstrations. And if you look at last week, the international community, we had a big delegation from the United States.
Actually.
Which was having a meeting at the Serene Hotel. Just before that, we had Senator Coons from Delaware come to Kenya. And you will notice that the senator met leaders from both sides of the political divide. The only people he didn't meet were the common man. He didn't meet the owners of the issues.
The Mwananchi.
Because that's the owner of the issues. And the danger with that is that if you have a process where you only had a conversation with the political class without meeting with the owners of the issues, it is easy for you to get a political settlement and ignore the common issue for everyone, which is cost of living. And I did notice that, curiously, in Ruto's statement, he did not, if you look at the official written statement, there is no reference to the cost of living as an issue.
Actually.
And on Baba's side, that issue came up as a question when he said the cost of living is an irreducible minimum in the engagement. So partly I believe that they were bulking through pressure. And they thought maybe this, and they may have had a one-on-one. I don't think it was by default that you saw President Ruto speak first, then Raila speak immediately after. And why I say that is by design.
Yeah.
It was for Ruto to climb down first, then extend the hand of friendship or brotherhood to Raila. Then Raila does his presser, accepting that extended hand of friendship.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. And for that to be done, these are things that are usually planned.
Yeah.
It's not just
by coincidence
that this calls this the presser and then this one.
Yeah.
They are all planned, and you saw it play out in that manner. But here we are.
Majority were also saying that they might have had a one-on-one conversation, like you're saying, because it is very rare that on a Sunday the president will miss a church, going to church, which people have always identified him with. And, this day nobody knew where he was on a Sunday. And, even if you looked at the Azimio brigade, at some point Baba was not.
Of course. In fact, I saw an interesting comment somebody posted.
Yeah.
That for the first time in 60 years, Ruto has missed going to church. So obviously, I do believe there was a back and forth, and highly possible that at some point there was a direct.
So there was that handshake
behind the scenes. There must have been a handshake behind the scenes between them to agree on which path to follow.
Yeah.
But, for the people of Kenya, what we must exercise is what we call eternal vigilance. Eternal vigilance to ensure that whatever political agreements are made, they are not just for the comfort and benefit of politicians.
Yes.
The issues which are core to us as Kenyans must be part of the conversation that they're going to have on the table. As I said, the easiest thing for any politician to do is to reach a political agreement between themselves. The hardest thing normally is to come up with an agreement on the core issues which affect our people. And that comes out when you look at what is our core demand as a people today. Our core demand is the cost of living to come down. And that will require that you introduce subsidies. Government needs to be a bit austere in its spending and dedicate some of the funds to addressing these issues which are contributing to the high cost of living. Now that is a conversation which a government is never comfortable with. Because then it means that the other plans and programs will take the back burner. And you put the issue of Mwananchi at the core. So we have to keep pressing this issue. This issue should not be allowed to go down. Even if Baba reaches a political settlement without our core issue of the cost of living being addressed, Wananchi must still provide the pressure to make sure that this issue becomes the issue in any conversation that we are going to have. And I can assure you this will be the issue of the next election. What will be the state of our economy? What will be the cost of living? And what will be the kind of life that the people of Kenya will be living
by that time?
And the party or the candidates who will have what you refer to as tangible solutions to this. That is the party that will carry the day. One thing I always tell Kenyans, and I keep saying it, is that 60 years after independence, we've been led by politicians. And for the 60 years, the results of their leadership is out there for all. It's visible. Everybody can see. So if you want to continue on the same trajectory, that is what what you'll get. But it is time we start thinking of the unconventional way of choosing our leaders. Let us start having a serious conversation as a people on how to elect those who have not been the traditional politicians into positions of leadership. Those who will be going on the table purely with our issues as Mwananchi. Our party, for example, Safina Party, the candidate, special candidate Jimmy Wanjigi and myself, we've not held any political office.
Yeah, actually.
Since we were born.
Yeah.
And when we go to the ballot with the traditional politicians, the choice for the people is stark clear. You know what to expect from the politicians. They've been serving it to you every day for 60 years. On the other hand, what is the worst that we can do to you, the people, if we are elected? The worst we can do is what they've been doing to you.
Yes.
That is our worst. Our worst is that it will continue. So our best is we can change things as they have, as they've been in this country.
Yeah.
So even in our worst is what politicians offer us their best.
Yes.
So you lose nothing.
What you will offer in your worst.
In our worst is what they already have, and they will get from many politicians who they will elect. That is what they will always get.
Yeah.
For us, on the other hand, our best is we will be able to change the trajectory and the dynamics of this country in a way that now we remove the politician from being the core focus to Mwananchi being the main focus of governance and our politics. So the jury is out there. It's upon the Mwananchi. If they believe that there was that the best which the politicians offer, which is their worst, is better, they can still consider what we are offering, because that can only be our worst also. But our best, there is no other campaign that can offer. The politicians will not offer what is our best. Yes, they can only offer what is our worst.
But you see, Wakili, someone might also say that even these politicians, at some point, they were not politicians. Like you see now, you and the party leader is Honorable Jibi Wanjigi. And then now they came in, and now they started giving their best, which is our worst.
You see, the answer to that is very simple. You know, these people, they germinated from seats down here coming up. And along the way, I think they've been contaminated by the political bag and the self-interests that drive politics in this country. So when you're in that system, it contaminates you. We have not been in that system. We are not contaminated. So anybody who will attempt to contaminate us will be trying to do it at the top. When we are now in office. Of course, we cannot be ingrained on that bad ideology of selfish politics in which the people's issues are relegated to the back burner in pursuit of political settlement. Obama in United States of America, when he was campaigning, his campaign was purely on, you know what you will get from the Washington political establishment. They've been serving it to you every day. Every year in, year out since the American independence. I've not been part of that Washington establishment. What will you get out of me? And the jury is out there in terms of what he did in strengthening the economy of the United States. He may have his issues in terms of foreign relations, but the core business why he was elected, issues affecting Americans. It was largely devoid of Washington self-preservative interests. So also in Kenya, maybe the time has come that we need to now start having a conversation. If this same kind of politics serves our interests, or it serves the interests of the political establishment.
If you looked at the press yesterday, when Honorable Raila Odinga said that they are going to give this particular conversation an opportunity for 1 week, and after that, if their demands are not met, they might come back to the streets and continue with the demonstrations. What's your view on that, and where do you see it going? Do you think the government is really going to meet all this? And if they don't, are the Mwananchi going to come back on the streets?
I hope whatever the agreement they have, I hope that within that 1 week they'll be able to show the people of Kenya what is in it for them. If they don't show the people of Kenya what is in it for them, the risk that the Baba and the Azimio side are running is, how do you mobilize people again back to the streets? I'm not one to say that Baba is not able to do that. He is proven over and over again that he is the field marshal
of
street politics and populism. And I don't believe that even if he came back and he tried to rally his people, again, that they will abandon. Maybe it only means he'll have to work extra hard to get them to where he had gotten them as at yesterday. Because I believe that what had been done in the last 2 weeks, they had created a very good national momentum. And the pressure was good. And having demobilized them so abruptly as we did yesterday, to remobilize them and to charge them to be in that state where they were as at yesterday morning. I'm not saying it is impossible,
but it
requires a lot of hard work. And I don't know anybody else in the country who has the kind of mobilization skills that Baba has. So he may still surprise you even if they don't honor the agreement. That he may still call people to the streets and
they pull out.
They will pull out and they'll be demobilized.
And you see, as at yesterday, people were so charged because when Baba said that today will be the mother of all demonstrations, people were so charged. And when that news broke, a section were quite disappointed, saying that it ought not to have been stopped. Another section were also saying that it was worth it. From your own ground work and analysis on the ground, what do you think was the bigger reaction from the?
You see, largely, I mean, from my own interaction, largely there were more people were disappointed. And than were appreciative of the gesture. And I believe this largely is because of the abruptness of it. And for once, the people of Kenya had seen they had a chance to make this about them, not about politicians. And Baba had always made sure that even as he was doing the demonstrations, one of the core issues that he stood for was the issue of the cost of living. So he had a cross-cutting rallying point that even those who voted for Kenya Kwanza could associate with. And despite even raising the issues of the server electoral justice, you still had this core issue that was cross-cutting and affecting everybody, irrespective of their political affiliations. So when you climb down so abruptly, of course you expect people to have a sense of disillusionment and disappointment. It's like an army that has been mobilized to go to war, and it is marching to the front line. And then all of a sudden they receive instructions that now stand down, go back to
surrender and go back to the base.
No, you'll have spent how many months practicing, planning for this battle. Then all of a sudden you're told now surrender, go back to base. So any act of demobilization. That is why in war, soldiers are taken through what is called PTSD, post-trauma, PTSD. It's counseling. So they suffer from PTSD that comes with any conflict situation. So if you do not take somebody through that PTSD therapy, it may remain a time bomb of an individual or even the community. And it's called post-traumatic stress disorder. So that is partly what our people are going through. They're going through PTSD and they need therapy. And for me, the best therapy that cuts across and will help in demobilizing these charged masses is when you tell them that we have succeeded and the cost of living has come down. Then now you'll see a change in the people's reactions. But anything short of addressing the cost of living in the political settlement, you'll be having time bombs in their millions just walking around this city. And nobody knows when the trigger will burst and the consequences will be very dire to this country.
When you talk about all these consequences that might erupt, that might come up when now the Wananchi decide to do it themselves, that might come when now the opposition decides to go to bed with the government, as it was said in the previous regime. And that means nobody will be there, Azimio will not be able to criticize the government strongly as they do right now, wananchi will be forced to do it themselves, or they will be left alone. Don't you think, or rather someone might ask, how is Safina party prepared to take on the mantle, since your main vision has always been to make sure the wananchi lives well and feels good as part of their living? How prepared is Safina party to make sure that when that time comes, if it's there, they will be the people to stand with the common mwananchi at that moment?
One thing that I must promise our people, we are the pro-people party. And we said it before the elections, we said it after the elections. We will not join any of these two coalitions. They have their ideologies, we have our ideologies. We know areas of common interest, we know what we cannot, where we cannot come together. And as I said before, them they believed in distribution as we believe in production. Until the day they cross over to be about production, we have no business going to any of these coalitions. And we are ready. The gap that may be, assuming the Azimio coalition were to get into a working relationship with Kenya Kwanza, of course we will fill that void. Leadership abhors a vacuum. And whatever vacuum that they are going to leave, we will be very ready and we are willing to take it up. We kept off, for example, this present agitation because those were Azimio agitations and they were resonating with the people of Kenya. And we didn't want to come in to try to subterfuge and cause confusion in the hierarchy of Azimio and what they were doing. But if for whatever reason they were to cross over, and I'm not saying they will, but just if they were to do it, we will still remain in the opposition, and we will, even if we are the singular voice speaking on the core issues affecting Kenyans, continue to advocate for these issues. Our politics, as we said before, we are not doing this thing for us to be able to get positions for ourselves. We don't want any position in any government. All we want is to provide a political platform for those who have not been active in politics. And they're the majority. Who have the greatest ideas, capacities and capabilities to change the economic situation of this country. Those are the people we want to bring to the forefront. And we start to have an honest conversation amongst ourselves and with the people of Kenya on how best to drive this machine called Kenya. And as it is, you can see in 6 months' time what Kenya Kwanza is doing. The jury is out there. We will not judge them. Let the people form their opinion. As it is, 6 months after elections, Baba went to the streets and he was getting an overwhelming response from the people on their judgment of the Kenya Kwanza administration. As it is, if he joins, of course the jury is still out there. We'll also make a determination on the impact of that on our politics going forward. As we are very clear, we are not joining any of these coalitions. And we will continue championing for the cause of the people of Kenya. And any space that is left, we will occupy it. We will not wait to be invited.
We will
just move in and occupy it. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Reality Kenyan. We are still having a conversation here, and as we wind up, Wakili, all this have happened very fast. You know, as at yesterday, a time like this, nobody expected that in the next 6 or 10 hours, people will be saying a different thing. Suppose it changes again, that everybody now take their stand. Do you think that that will also call for another intervention amongst the people of Kenya and the government and the opposition in the near future, so that it may become a pattern whereby at some point kila mtu akupande zake, at some point wanakuja pamoja?
Yes, it may happen that they may have de-escalated now. They fail to agree. Then they again escalate this tension. But that's the nature of politics. And that's why I say when you elect, there's a phrase I saw somewhere. When you elect a clown to office, what do you expect? You expect a circus. So you must just sit down and now watch the circus continue. until the real issues of the day are addressed.
Yeah.
So it is possible that if they disagree, Raila's strength is with the people.
Yeah.
And you will want to put pressure on the government. And was doing it very well,
Yeah.
in my view, when he was doing his demonstrations.
Yeah.
Of course, there are high casualties that come with it in terms of police brutality, destruction of property,
Yeah.
businesses. But that's the nature of life. For you to make progress,
Yeah.
there will be some unfortunate incidents that nobody will celebrate.
Yeah.
But even the foundation of this country was founded on a struggle.
Yeah.
So a struggle is part of our everyday life, and with any struggle, you meet the incidents that are not so pleasing.
Yeah. Collateral damage.
But you have to live with them. You have to live with them.
Yeah.
You cannot stop pushing just because you've encountered some challenges.
Yeah.
So yes, it is possible. They can, if they don't agree, they may still always come back to the people through mass demonstrations. One thing also that I must say is that in this conversation,
Yes.
I hope at some point that one key issue that if I was on the Baba team, I would insist on, beyond the cost of living, the only other core issue here is the entrenchment of the Article 37 right to demonstrate.
Yeah.
To an extent that this conversation must recognize
Demonstration.
because it is in the Constitution.
Yeah.
And the state tried by all means to frustrate the exercise of this right.
Yeah.
Limit it, use excessive force,
Yeah.
muzzle the press, met out great atrocities to the press and to peaceful demonstrators,
Yeah.
lobbing tear gas in people's residential homes.
Yeah.
In one incident reported is a child, 1-month-old child was suffocated to death.
To that, yeah.
And I can assure Kenyans that I will work with some civil society groups to get the details of that family. And we will take up this case.
Yeah.
Police commanders should not be allowed to go scot-free after the units they command commit atrocities.
Yeah.
The Baby Pendo case in Kisumu, which I'm involved in, at least we managed to get the DPP to register charges against the officers who are commanding the units
On that day.
On that day,
Yeah.
and their case is pending before the court as we speak.
Oh.
So even in this particular one,
Yes.
those who destroy the property, those who caused the death of innocent Kenyans, that baby in particular, and even the student of Maseno, who was shot dead by police. The commanders who are in charge of those units must be called to account. So I would expect Baba and his team, as part of the conversation, is that our right to demonstrate and the right of any other Kenyan
to demonstrate and
to picket must be respected by the state, and the police should take responsibility for all the damage and destruction of property, the losses of lives that occurred as a result of them using high-handed tactics in response to those who sought to exercise this right to demonstrate. That is how our democracy will grow. Because then we will come to a conclusion that any time somebody wants to demonstrate over anything, the state's role will be facilitative, not disruptive.
True.
And when we get to that point of realization, I do believe the Kenyan state will be stronger than it is today. So that anybody on any issue, even if I disagree with what you're demonstrating against, I may have personal opinion in strong disagreement with what you are saying and why you want to go to demonstrate. But I must respect and allow you an opportunity to express your dissent. Even if it is a decision of the Supreme Court that I disagree with. I must still be facilitated when I want to go out there to express my displeasure by that decision. It doesn't mean that whatever has been decided by a Supreme Court is final.
It's final.
It is final in the sense of the legalese.
True.
But the same legal framework, and particularly the Constitution, has given me a right to demonstrate and to picket on anything. So when I decide to go and demonstrate, I'm not saying let them change their decision.
Yes.
That is a legal process. But I must be given an opportunity to express myself and to show my displeasure by whatever decision is made. And I'm using the Supreme Court purely for purposes of demonstration. Because in any dispute, the Supreme Court's decision is the final decision. So even when a finality has been arrived on a particular point, I must still have my opportunity to demonstrate against it. The other day when the United States of America, the Supreme Court of the United States of America, passed a decision revising the Roe versus Wade decision on the issue of the right to, what they call it, right to abortion. There were demonstrations all over the United States of America against the Supreme Court decision. So, and they didn't use police to stop that demonstration or tell the demonstrators that since the Supreme Court has spoken, that is final. No.
That is final,
On the legal question, yes, it is final. But at a personal level, I have a right to, I still have a right to express my displeasure or pleasure with the decision which has been made. And that takes us back to Article 1 of our Constitution. The sovereign power vests in the people of Kenya. And they can exercise it either directly or through democratically elected representatives. So when the institutions that they've established in the constitutions have made a decision they don't agree with, you revert back to Article 1 and express yourself as a sovereign. Then you say, I disagree with this decision. These are my views. Yes.
Wow. Parting shot, Wakili.
My parting shot is that we are going to have many interesting developments in the coming days. The economic challenges of this country are still dire. They are not reducing. There seems to be a political rapprochement to address some of the issues. I hope it is not just political issues, but extends to the economic issues that affect these people. So at this point, we'll just have to watch, but it's going to be a very interesting period. And we may see a change of fortunes to very many people in the political class from both ends. Based on what is going to unravel in the coming days. But for Kenyans, my only urge to them is that the core issue that Mwananchi takes out in these processes should be the cost of living. And we must exercise what I call eternal vigilance to make sure that the government does not come up with policies and plans which undermine the cost of living and make it more unbearable or unreachable to the common man. That's all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wakili. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been having an amazing conversation with the Deputy Party Leader of Safina Party, Honorable Wakili Willis Otieno. And he has been helping us break down the recent events that have been happening and where we are headed and the anticipation of all these that have been happening. Keep it here because we always make sure that each and every week we give you a new fresh episode of The Reality Kenyan. Share with your friends. Make sure you follow each and every day so that we can have these intelligent and brilliant ideas coming out of Wakili Willis Otieno each and every week. Wakili, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
See you next week.
Have a good week.
You too.
See you next week.
And may God bless you.
Thank you very much.
We wish you very happy Easter holidays. Because the Easter is coming, and we wish you and your staff and everybody, your family and everybody, your people on the ground, your party, we wish you all the best and the best during these Easter holidays.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Asante sana.
May God bless you and have a blessed day. To our fans and our people who are watching each and every day, may God bless you and happy Easter holidays. Thank you. My name is Simi Kenya.